Timothy sat quietly in the back of his car as it moved slowly through traffic. It was a cold afternoon. He was tired from a business meeting and just wanted to get home. As he looked out the window, he saw something that made his heart stop. A young woman stood by the road, begging. She was heavily pregnant, wearing old clothes, and looked tired. Timothy stared at her. Her face looked familiar. He looked again, harder this time, and his chest tightened. It was her, Charity. He hadn't seen her since the night of Tunde's party a few months ago. That night had been wild, full of noise, drinks, and music. He had spoken to her for hours. She had made him laugh. Her smile had stayed with him long after she left before morning. And now here she was, alone, pregnant, standing in the cold, not even wearing proper shoes. He didn't think twice. "Stop the car," he said, eyes fixed on her. The car stopped slowly. Timothy opened the door himself and stepped out. He walked across the quiet space toward her. Charity didn't look up. She seemed lost in thought, her face tired and her back slightly bent. When he got closer, he spoke softly. "Charity." She flinched and slowly raised her head. Her eyes widened the moment she saw him. She didn't say a word. Timothy's heart broke at the sight of her face. Her cheeks were thin, her lips dry, and her eyes had no joy in them. "It's me." "Timothy," he said. She looked away and quickly tried to turn, but her body was slow. "Please," she whispered, "don't talk to me like this." "What happened to you?" he asked, his voice low. She shook her head. "It doesn't matter." "It does. Come with me," he said. "You can't stay out here like this." "I'm fine," she said, still avoiding his eyes. "No, you're not," he said firmly but gently. "Let me help you." "Why would you want to help me?" she asked. "Because I know you," he replied, "and I can't just walk away." She looked at him, then at herself, then away again. "You shouldn't be here. This is not your problem." "Maybe not," he said, "but you're here, and so am I." There was silence between them. Timothy stepped closer. "Please," he said again. She finally nodded slowly. He reached out, held her arm gently, and led her back to the car. She didn't resist. The car door opened and they got in. The road was quiet as they drove away. Timothy glanced at her from time to time. She sat still, her hands on her belly, her face turned toward the window. She didn't say anything. He didn't force her to. After a long drive, they arrived at his house. It was quiet. He walked her inside. The room was clean and simple. "You can rest here," he said. "There's no pressure. Just relax." She sat on the edge of the bed, still not saying much. He left the room and came back with a bowl of food and a towel. "Eat something," he said, "and take a warm bath. You'll feel better." She nodded but didn't move. "Charity," he said softly, "I'm not here to question you. I just want you to be okay." She finally looked up at him. "You must think I'm weak." "No," he said, "I think you're strong." She shook her head. "I wasn't always like this." "I know. After that party, I went home, and everything changed. Life didn't go the way I thought it would. I tried to survive. I really did." "I believe you." "I didn't want to bother you," she said. "I didn't even know how to reach you. And I didn't want pity." "This isn't pity," he said. "It's care." She looked at the food. "It's been days since I ate properly," she said. "I figured," he replied. "That's why I want you to stay here. At least until you're better. You don't owe me anything, Timothy." "Maybe not, but I saw you. I remembered you. That means something." Charity took a deep breath. She picked up the spoon and took a small bite. Her hands were still shaking. Timothy watched quietly. When she was halfway through the food, she paused and looked at him. "You were always kind," she said. "Even that night, you didn't treat me like just anyone. You made me laugh." "And you made me feel human," he replied. "That night stayed in my mind." "I was happy that night," she said. "I didn't know it would be the last time I felt that way for a long time." He didn't know how to answer, so he sat beside her in silence. Minutes passed. She finished the food slowly, every bite filled with quiet pain. When she was done, she sat back and stared at the wall. "I used to have dreams," she said. "I wanted to work, start a small business, help my younger sister through school, but everything just fell apart." "Do you want to talk about it?" he asked. "Not now," she said. "Maybe later." He nodded. You're safe here. That's all that matters for now. She looked around. This place is too big for someone like me. Don't say that, he said. You belong anywhere you are respected. She smiled faintly. You sound like someone who's read a lot of books. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just talking from my heart. She looked at him quietly. You don't have to do this. I know, he replied, but I want to. You're not scared of what people will say. There's no one here to say anything. That's true, she said, then her voice dropped to a whisper. Thank you. You're welcome, he said. Rest now. He stood and walked to the door. Just as he opened it, she spoke again. Timothy. He turned. Yes? Thank you for seeing me, for not pretending you didn't. How could I not see you? He asked. You're not someone I could forget. She looked down, silent. He gently closed the door. Outside, he stood in the hallway thinking. He hadn't expected this. Not today. Not ever. But now she was here. And he couldn't walk away. Not again. Timothy was sitting in the garden, thinking when his mother walked up to him. She stood in front of him and crossed her arms. She didn't smile. She didn't sit down. She just looked at him and said, I just went to your room and saw a pregnant, dirty woman there. Hope it's not what I'm thinking. Hope she's not yours. Timothy stood up slowly and looked at her. He was calm, but his heart was beating fast. He didn't want to tell her the truth. No, Mum, she's not mine. I don't know her. I just met her on the street and brought her home, he said. His mother's eyes became sharp. Just like that. You saw a stranger on the street and brought her into your house. Into your room. What if your fiancé had seen her? What would you have said? Timothy sighed and looked away. Oh, Mum, please, let's not talk about Cindy now, he said. His mother moved closer. We will talk about Cindy. Do you know how hot she is? Do you know what she will do if she finds out about this? You must send that woman out of this house. Timothy looked at his mother and shook his head. Never. I won't. I won't send her away. You must, she shouted. No, he said calmly. Mother, have you forgotten the story you always told me? About how a stranger helped you and Dad when you were pregnant with me? How that man gave you a place to stay? How he let you live in his house for 1 whole year until you and Dad got your own place? Did that man know you? His mother went quiet. She didn't say anything for a while. She looked away and sat down slowly. Timothy waited. The garden was quiet. After some time, she spoke again. Okay, she said, let her stay, but not in the guest room. Let her stay in the boys' quarters. If not, I will call your fiancée right now. And you know how hot she is. You know what Cindy is capable of. Timothy didn't want drama. He didn't want to argue. He had no choice. Fine, he said. I'll tell her. His mother stood up and walked back into the house. Timothy stood there for a moment, thinking. Then he turned and walked to the guest room. Charity was sitting on the bed. She looked up at him. Is everything okay? She asked. Yeah, he said. I just need to talk to you about something. All right, she said. Timothy sat down on the chair. My mum came to see me. She's not comfortable with you staying in the main house. She wants you to move to the boys' quarters. Charity nodded slowly. Okay, she said. It's fine. Timothy looked at her face. You're not upset? Charity shook her head. I'm already off the street. That's more than enough for me. I'm grateful, Timothy. He nodded. I just didn't want you to feel bad. She gave a small smile. I don't. I understand. Timothy looked at her quietly. You're strong. Charity gave a weak smile. I'm just surviving. I'll take you there now, he said. Okay. They walked out together, quietly. Timothy opened the door to the boys' quarters and stepped inside. The room was small but clean. Charity walked in behind him. She looked around and nodded. This is perfect, she said. Timothy looked at her. I'm sorry you had to move here. Charity shook her head. No need to say sorry. You gave me a place to sleep. That means a lot. She looked tired but peaceful. If you need anything, just tell me, he said. She nodded. Thank you. I'll have food brought here, and water, and clothes. You don't have to worry, he said. I'm not used to this kind of kindness, she said softly. Why are you helping me? Timothy paused for a second, then answered, "Because when I saw you, something told me I shouldn't look away. I remembered that night. You were kind to me. I didn't forget." Charity looked at him. "That night changed everything for me." "For me too," he said, then quickly looked away. She lowered her eyes and rubbed her hands on her belly. "I never expected to see you again." "Same here," Timothy said, "but now that you're here, I want to make sure you're okay." Charity smiled a little. "You're different. Most people just walk past. Even people who know me pretend they don't." Timothy sighed. "I don't know what tomorrow will bring, but for now you're safe here. You don't have to be afraid." He looked at her again. "Charity," he said slowly, "can I ask you something?" She nodded. "Who is the father of your pregnancy?" She was quiet for a few seconds, then said, "My boyfriend. He ran away months ago after I told him I was pregnant." Timothy sighed. "I'm sorry, that's not fair." "It's life," she said. "Some people just leave." He looked at her again. "Don't worry, I'll take care of you, but please, try to stay away from my mother. She is very troublesome." Charity gave a small smile. "Okay, I will." Timothy stood up. "I'll leave you to rest now." "Thank you," she said again. He nodded and left the room. After Timothy left the boys' quarters and entered the main house, he went straight to his room. He stared at the floor for a long time. Then he muttered to himself, "I thought the pregnancy was mine. I thought I would be a father soon. But it's all good. It's fine. I just wanted to help. That's what matters." He tried to calm down, but he wasn't happy. Something inside him felt strange. Meanwhile, his mother walked to the boys' quarters. Charity was sitting quietly on the bed. She looked up, surprised. Timothy's mother stepped in and stood by the door. "So you're the one," she said sharply. "Lucifer in disguise. I know my son said he just helped you, but my mind is telling me something else. I feel you and my son have something going on, or maybe something happened in the past. I can feel it. And let me tell you now, let it not be so. If I ever find out, I will so deal with you, poor ugly dirty girl. You better stay in this boy's quarters. Don't ever step foot in the main house. I don't want to see you there. Never." Charity sat quietly. She didn't reply. The woman continued, "My son is getting married soon. Very soon. So you better close your tiny legs and stay far away from him. If you want to live long in this house, behave yourself. The only reason I'm pitying you is because of that pregnancy. If not, you would be on the street right now where you belong." She looked around the room one last time. "Remember what I said. Don't test me." She turned and walked out, slamming the door behind her. Charity sat still. Her heart was beating fast, but she didn't cry. She just closed her eyes and whispered, "God, please give me strength." The next day, Timothy was in his room checking some business files when the door opened and his fiancée Cindy walked in with a frown on her face. "So this is it," she said. "You've been avoiding my calls for 2 days now. Hope it's not what I'm thinking." Timothy looked at her slowly. "And what exactly are you thinking?" "I hope you're not seeing another woman," she said. Timothy stood up sharply. "Cindy, what's on my mind right now is business, not this nonsense you're talking about." She rolled her eyes. "Whatever, baby. Anyway, tomorrow I'm going shopping for our wedding. I need 10 million naira. Timothy turned to her with fire in his eyes. 10 million? For what? Do you think I pick money from trees? And besides, I haven't even fixed a wedding date yet. I haven't even proposed to you." "Now you're talking about wedding shopping," Cindy snapped back. "But your mother said engagement is not necessary, that you will marry me, she promised." Timothy laughed coldly. "Then let my mother marry you, not me." Cindy's face turned red. "What are you saying?" "I said since you claim we've been dating, let me ask you, have I ever slept with you once?" She stammered, "No, but you kissed me." "Just once," he said, "and it was a mistake I regret." "I don't care," she shouted. "We are getting married, whether you like it or not. As long as your mother permits me, that's all I need. She even signed it already." "Signed what?" Timothy asked. "A promise letter," she said proudly. "Your mother signed and agreed that I will be your wife. And mind you, don't forget I am the daughter of the vice president. And just so you know, I'm sleeping here tonight." Timothy froze, eyes narrowing. "You must be joking." Do I look like I'm joking? She snapped. You can't sleep here tonight, he said firmly. Why not? She barked. Because I'm going out with friends, he said, and I'm not taking you with me. Then I will wait here for you, she said, and tomorrow I'll cook your favorite food, my love. Just wait and see what your wife-to-be can do. That night after dinner, Timothy couldn't sleep. He tossed from one side of the bed to the other. No matter how he turned, his eyes remained open and his thoughts kept going back to one person, Charity. He went straight to the boys' quarters. He stood at her door for a few seconds, then knocked gently. Who's there? Her soft voice came. It's me, Timothy, he said. The door opened slowly. She wore a simple gown and looked a little surprised. Is everything okay? She asked. No, he said honestly. I can't sleep. I don't know what's wrong with me. You shouldn't be here, she said quietly. Your mother warned me to stay away from you. Timothy looked up at her, his eyes burning with emotion. She what? She came here earlier, Charity said. She warned me. She said I should never come near you. She said you're getting married soon and I should just remain here quietly if I want to live long. Timothy became so angry. She said all that to you? I can't believe this. She has no right. Please, Charity said, stepping closer. Don't go to her. Don't ask her about it. I'm used to it. I don't want trouble. He looked into her eyes and calmed down a little. Her voice was soft, and she looked so peaceful. Fine, he said. I won't talk to her, not because I'm scared, but for the baby's sake. I don't want stress around you. She smiled a little and nodded. Thank you. He sat back down, still looking at her. How's the baby doing? He asked. She rubbed her belly gently. He's fine. So it's a boy, he said, smiling. Wow, that's great. Don't worry. I'll help you find the father. She shook her head. Number, please don't bother. I'll be fine. You're already taking care of us. That's more than enough. I know, he said, but he still needs a father's love. Even if I'm taking care of you, he deserves that. She looked at him, touched. Thanks, sir. Timothy frowned. You're naughty. Don't ever call me that. She laughed. Okay, Sir Timothy, he pointed at her. You're really silly, you know that? She chuckled. I've been told that before. By who? He asked playfully. My sister, she said, and her face suddenly changed. The smile faded. Your sister? He said. Where is she now? Charity looked down. Her voice dropped. She died 4 months ago. Timothy's face turned serious. Oh my God, what happened? Charity's voice was slow. She was sick. I tried everything. We didn't have money, no help, no drugs. I begged, I cried, I sold all I had, but it wasn't enough. She died in my arms. Timothy was quiet. His chest was heavy. Charity, I'm so sorry. It's okay, she said. I've cried enough. I've accepted it. I just try to move on. You shouldn't have gone through that, he said. No one should. But I did, she said, and I survived. I just keep waking up each day and thanking God. That's all I can do now. Timothy looked at her for a long time. You're stronger than you think. You've been through so much, and you're still standing. She nodded. Because of people like you. If I didn't see you that day, I don't know what would have happened to me. And if I hadn't looked out that window, I would have missed the chance to meet the most amazing woman I've ever known. She smiled shyly. You're just saying that. Number, I mean it. She looked at him, quiet, then whispered, So why can't you sleep? He smiled. Because I think I'm falling in love with you. Charity's eyes widened. She didn't speak immediately. Please don't say that, she said. Why not? He asked. Because it's too much, too soon. I don't want problems. I don't want to come between you and your life. You're not, he said. You're just walking beside me, that's all. But your mother, your fiancée. I don't care, he said quickly. I only care about what I feel. And right now, I feel something real. Something I can't hide. Charity was quiet. She didn't know what to say. Timothy stood. I should go, he said, before your troublemaker sir gets into trouble. She laughed a little. Thank you for coming. He smiled. You're welcome. And Charity, I'm here, always. She nodded. I know. He walked to the door, opened it, then looked back. Get some sleep. You too, she said. He winked and stepped out. Charity sat back on the bed, holding her belly gently. "Did you hear that?" she whispered to her unborn son. "Your Uncle Timothy just said he loves us." She smiled, eyes full of emotion. For the first time in a long time, her heart felt safe. The next day, Timothy walked into the dining room after a long call with a business partner. Cindy stood by the table, smiling widely, her makeup bright and dress shining. "Surprise, baby," she said proudly. "I made lunch for you with my own hands." Timothy sat down and looked at the plate. The food looked colorful, but the smell hit his nose first. Too much pepper. He took one spoon and forced himself to chew. The second bite made him choke. He reached for water quickly, coughing. "That's it," he said, standing up. "I knew it. You can't do anything. You are so spoiled, Cindy. You can't cook. You can't clean. Nothing." Cindy's smile dropped immediately. "I tried, okay? I tried to make you happy. I cooked for you, but you don't appreciate me." "Appreciate what?" Timothy snapped. This mess? You should be lucky that the daughter of the vice president is cooking for you. What a privilege, right?" "Yeah, right," Timothy said with a scoff. "Please take this nonsense to your father's house and serve him. But don't bring this to me. In fact, don't ever come back here. I'm done with all this rubbish. Get your bags and leave." Cindy became so angry. "Whatever. Who do you think you are? Just a local boy with a little money in his pocket." Timothy stepped forward, his voice sharp. "Yet you are dying to have this little boy, right? You call me local, but you won't stop chasing me. Just look at your mouth, smelling and lying. Before I return, be gone from this house, forever." He turned and walked out angrily. Inside, Cindy's eyes burned with fury. Just then, Timothy's mother walked in and saw her pacing. "What happened?" she asked. Cindy didn't hesitate. She told her everything. "Your son just insulted me. He said my food was trash, told me I'm spoiled, and asked me to leave this house." Timothy's mother sighed and sat down. "Don't worry," she said. "He must marry you. He doesn't understand what he wants." "I'll help you." "How, Mother?" Cindy asked. "He said I can't cook, that I'm useless." "Then I'll teach you. You can also watch videos on YouTube. You'll learn. Everything is online now." Cindy looked embarrassed. "Mother, I watched YouTube videos to make the food today." Timothy's mother shook her head. "I tasted that food in the kitchen. I must be honest, it wasn't good at all." Cindy looked down. "I'll improve. Please teach me. I love your son so much. I just want to be perfect for him." Then she added, "Can you believe that since I came here, he hasn't even touched me? In fact, since we started this so-called relationship, he has not done anything. Not even once." Timothy's mother looked so surprised. "What? So that witch has succeeded?" Cindy was confused. "Who? What witch?" Timothy's mother paused for a moment, then stepped closer and lowered her voice. "There's a girl. Her name is Charity. She's pregnant. Timothy brought her here. He says he's helping her, but I don't trust her one bit." Cindy's face changed. "What? And you didn't tell me? You let a village girl sleep in this house with my man? Oh no. This can't happen." "Calm down," Timothy's mother said. "The pregnancy is not for my son. God forbid. But that girl is smart, too quiet. I don't trust her either." Cindy's voice was sharp. "I don't care whose pregnancy it is. She must leave now. Nobody is taking Timothy away from me. Not her, not anyone." "Good," Timothy's mother said. "Then go. Go to the boys' quarters now. Do what you have to do. Fight for your man. I'll be right here, waiting." Cindy stormed toward the back of the house with fire in her eyes. Cindy stormed into the boys' quarters like a lioness. She didn't knock. She just stood tall in front of Charity. "Pack your things and leave now," Cindy shouted. "Excuse me," Charity said, confused. "You heard me," Cindy snapped. "Get out. You think you can steal my man by acting humble and pregnant? You must be mad. Get out of this house now." "But I didn't do anything," Charity said. "Exactly," Cindy said. "That's your trick. Pretend to be innocent. I'm not fooled. I'm giving you 5 minutes, or I will drag you out myself." Charity looked around the small room, her hands shaking. "Please don't do this." "Oh, I will," Cindy said. "Your time starts now." Charity had no strength to fight. She picked up her bag and slowly walked out with tears in her eyes. An hour later, Timothy returned home. He walked straight to the boys' quarters. He opened the door. Empty. The bed was bare. Her small bag was gone. His heart sank. "Charity?" he called. No answer. He rushed outside and saw one of the security guards standing near the gate. "Where is the pregnant lady that was staying here?" he asked. The man looked nervous. "Sir, Madam Cindy chased her out." "What?" Timothy shouted. "You stood there and let that happen?" The guard shook his head quickly. "Sir, I tried, but she's the daughter of the vice president. I was scared. I didn't want trouble." "You must be stupid," Timothy barked. "Did she employ you? Or did I? You answer to me. Next time you allow this nonsense, you'll lose your job. Do you understand me?" "Yes, sir." "Sorry, sir," the security man said quickly. Without another word, Timothy marched into the house, straight to his mother's room. He didn't knock. He entered, face full of anger. "She's gone," he said. "Charity is gone. Cindy chased her out. And you let this happen?" His mother stood calmly. "Yes, and I support her. That poor girl is a witch and a gold digger. She was using her pregnancy to get close to you." "That's a lie," Timothy snapped. "You don't even know her." "And I don't want to," his mother said. "You are a billionaire. You don't need a street girl with a fatherless child messing up your name." "You've gone too far," Timothy said. "You had no right." "I'm your mother," she replied. "I will always do what is best for you." "You're wrong," he said firmly. "What you did today wasn't love. It was wickedness." He turned around and walked out angrily. That same evening, Timothy drove around the streets for hours, searching for Charity. He didn't stop until he finally saw her sitting alone by a small kiosk, holding her bag close. She looked lost, tired and broken. He parked quickly and ran to her. "Charity." She looked up, surprised. "Timothy, why did you leave without telling me?" he asked. "I had no choice," she whispered. "Your fiancée came. She chased me out. I didn't want any trouble." "You should have waited for me," he said gently. "You should have trusted me." She nodded slowly. "I'm sorry." "Come," he said, helping her up. "I'll take you to one of my other apartments. You'll stay there. It's quiet, safe, and peaceful. You can rest there. I'll sort everything out." "Are you sure?" she asked. "I'm very sure," he replied. He drove her to a beautiful private apartment. The place was simple but well furnished. He showed her the room. "Stay here as long as you want. No one will disturb you here." Charity sat on the bed, her eyes full of emotion. "Thank you," she said. "I don't know how to thank you. My God will reward you." Timothy sat beside her. "It's nothing. I just want you and the baby to be okay." She was quiet for a moment, then she looked at him. "Timothy, there's something I've been keeping from you." He turned to her, curious. "What is it?" She took a deep breath. "You're the father of my unborn child." He blinked. "What?" "Yes," she said. "I lied to you before. I said my boyfriend ran away. But that's not true. There was no boyfriend. That night, at Tunde's party, it was you. I got pregnant from that one night with you." Timothy's heart stopped for a second. He just stared at her. "Why didn't you tell me?" She looked down. "I was scared. When your mother came and threatened me, I panicked. I didn't want to bring more trouble to myself, so I kept it to myself. But now that we no longer stay in the same house, I feel free to tell you. You have been so good to me. You didn't even know the baby was yours, yet you cared for us like family. I am so sorry for keeping this from you." Timothy was quiet, then smiled slowly. "It's okay, Charity. I understand. I'm not angry. Honestly, I knew the child was mine. Something inside me just told me. But I didn't want to push you. I wanted you to tell me when you were ready." She looked at him, shocked. "You knew?" "Yes," he said, "and I'm glad you finally said it. I'm so happy right now, you don't understand. I can't wait for him to be born." He held her hands gently. "Baby, we are going shopping tomorrow. We're going to buy everything this little prince needs. I'm going to spoil you both." Charity laughed, tears in her eyes. "Thank you, Timothy." "No," he smiled. "Thank you, Charity, for carrying my child and for walking into my life again." They both sat quietly, smiles on their faces, hearts full of hope. A new chapter had begun. Later that night, after making sure Charity was settled safely in the new apartment, Timothy returned home. He was calm, but his heart was firm. As soon as he stepped into the house, he met Cindy sitting in the living room, legs crossed, scrolling through her phone like she owned the place. Without a word, he walked to the middle of the room and faced her. "Get out," he said. Cindy raised her head slowly. "What did you just say?" "I said, pack your things and leave my house, tonight." She stood up quickly. "Are you serious right now?" "Very serious," he replied. "Your drama ends today." "So you're throwing me out because of that village girl?" she snapped. "Because of a pregnant street girl?" "This has nothing to do with her," Timothy said. "This is about you. You disrespected someone under my roof. You had no right, and now you have no place here." "You will regret this," she shouted. "Do you even know who I am?" "Yes," he said calmly, "and I don't care." She stormed out, banging the door behind her. A few minutes later, his mother came rushing down the stairs, fuming. "What have you done, Timothy? You just ruined everything." "I did the right thing," he replied firmly. "Number, you did the stupid thing," she said. "Do you know her father promised to give me a strong political position in the Senate office? He said once you marry her, everything will be ready. And now you chased her out. How wicked can you be?" Timothy looked straight at her. "So you wanted to use me to get power?" "I was doing it for this family," she shouted. "Everything I do is for you." "Really? For me?" he asked. "Did you ever ask me what I wanted?" "You will regret this, Timothy," she said, breathing fast. "Believe me, you'll come back begging." "I'll never beg for what I don't want," he said, "and I will never marry someone I don't love. That's final." His mother turned away, angry and bitter. Timothy stood quietly, his heart strong, his mind made up. The next morning, Timothy picked up breakfast and drove to the apartment where Charity was staying. He brought a cara, pap, and fruit. She smiled when she saw him. "Good morning," she said gently. "Good morning," he smiled back. "I brought food." They sat down to eat quietly, and after the meal, Timothy looked at her belly and smiled. "So, baby boy," he said playfully, "today is shopping day. We're buying everything you need." Charity laughed. "You're already spoiling us." "You deserve it," he said. Then his face turned serious. "There's something else I want us to do today." "What is it?" she asked. "We're going to see my mum," he said. Her smile dropped. "Timothy." "No, please. I don't want more insults. She hates me." "She doesn't hate you," he said. "She's just scared. But I'll be with you. Trust me." After a long pause, Charity nodded. "Okay. I'll go, for the baby's sake." That afternoon, Timothy took her to the main house. They entered the sitting room together. His mother was seated. The moment she saw Charity, she frowned. "What is she doing here again?" "Mum, calm down," Timothy said. "There's something you need to know." His mother stood up. "I don't want to hear it." "The baby she's carrying is mine," Timothy said firmly. Silence filled the room. His mother froze. "What?" "Yes," he said. "We met months ago at Tunde's party. We had one night together. I didn't know she got pregnant until I saw her again on the street. She didn't tell me at first because she was scared. But now you know." His mother sat down slowly, eyes wide. She was quiet for a long moment. "So, I'm going to be a grandmother?" "Yes, Mum," Timothy said. "You've always told me how you couldn't wait to carry your grandchild." "Well, here he is." His mother looked at Charity. She stood there, quietly holding her belly, head down. Then something changed in her face. She blinked fast, and her voice softened. "Come, sit beside me, my dear." Charity looked up, confused. Timothy gave her a small nod. She slowly walked over and sat beside her. Timothy's mother reached out and touched her belly gently. "A baby," she whispered, "my grandchild." Tears filled her eyes. "I've prayed for this moment. I never thought it would come like this, but God works in strange ways." "I'm sorry if I've ever disrespected you," Charity said quietly. "I was just trying to survive." Timothy's mother held her hand. "No, I'm sorry. I was harsh. I didn't know. But now you're part of this family, and I will take care of you." Timothy smiled. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. His mother looked at him. "Take her shopping. She needs everything. Don't forget baby cream and wipes, and don't buy cheap things, okay?" "Yes, Mum," he laughed. Charity sat still, her heart finally resting. The next morning, Timothy and Charity went shopping. They visited the biggest baby store in town. Timothy pushed the shopping cart while Charity picked baby clothes, bottles, toys, tiny shoes, and soft blankets. He followed her with a smile, adding extra items she didn't ask for. "Timothy, I didn't say we need this," Charity laughed, holding up a fancy baby bed. "We do," he replied. "My son deserves the best." By the time they finished, the cart was overflowing. Charity looked around in awe. "I still can't believe this is happening." Timothy smiled. "Believe it. You're mine now, both of you." The next day, Timothy resumed work at his new office. It was a fresh company he had just opened, a media and branding firm. Everything was still coming together. While checking documents in his office, one of his staff knocked and walked in. "Sir, someone is here for the secretary job. Should we let her in?" Timothy nodded. "Yes, please." The door opened and a woman walked in. The moment Timothy looked up, he froze. His mouth dropped slightly. "Cindy?" She also stopped, eyes wide. "Timothy." There was silence for a few seconds, then she burst into tears. "Please don't send me away. I'm not here to fight. I just need help." Timothy stood slowly. "What are you doing here?" She sniffed. "I came to apply for the secretary job. I had no idea this is your company. I didn't know you own this place." "You?" he asked. "Looking for a job?" "Yes," she said, wiping her face. "I've been living a fake life. My father is not a vice president. He's a retired teacher. I was just trying to survive, so I lied. I rented cars, borrowed clothes and bags from friends. I didn't have anything. I just wanted to feel important." Timothy was shocked. "So all those shoes, all those designer dresses?" "All borrowed," she said, ashamed. "Sometimes rented. I'm tired of faking. I just want to live real. I want to work hard, and maybe God will give me a good man like you one day. A real man who is kind, handsome, and has a good heart." Timothy looked at her quietly for a moment. "Cindy, I'm not angry at you anymore, but I'm still shocked. You lied to everyone. You tried to force love. You tried to destroy someone innocent. I don't hate you, but I can't trust you." She nodded slowly, looking down. "I understand. I can't give you this job," he said gently, "but I can give you something else." She looked up quickly. "What?" "I'll give you some money," he said. "Start a small business. Maybe this is your second chance. Use it well." Her eyes filled with tears again. "Thank you, Timothy. Thank you so much." He reached into the drawer, brought out a check, and signed it. "Don't waste it. And don't lie to people again. Live your truth." "I will," she said, holding the check like gold. "I promise." Timothy gave a small nod. She turned and walked out quietly. For the first time, not with noise, but with humility. That evening, Timothy returned home from work feeling lighter. As soon as he entered the apartment, he found Charity in the living room. "Hey," he said with a smile. "Guess who came to my office today?" Charity looked up. "Who?" "Cindy." "What?" she asked, surprised. "What did she want?" "A job," he said, sitting down beside her. "She said her father was never the vice president. Everything about her life was fake, borrowed clothes, rented cars. She was crying, Charity, begging. I was shocked." "Wow," Charity said, eyes wide. "So what did you do?" "I didn't give her the job," he replied, "but I gave her money to start something small. I just felt, maybe she deserves a second chance too." Charity smiled gently. "You have a good heart, Timothy. That's one of the things I love about you." She paused, then looked serious. "There's something I want to show you." "What is it?" he asked. "Don't worry," she said, standing. "I'll take you there tomorrow." The next morning, Charity dressed up nicely and told Timothy to follow her. They entered the car and drove for about 30 minutes until they reached a big, beautiful mansion. Timothy was confused. "Honey, where are we?" "Hope you're not selling me to someone," he joked. Charity laughed. "You'll see." They stepped into the huge living room, gold curtains, shining floors, and art on the walls. Timothy was still looking around when a wealthy-looking couple walked out to greet them. Charity smiled and turned to Timothy. "Timothy, meet my parents." Timothy froze. "Wait, your parents?" "Yes," Charity said, "my real parents." "I thought you said," he began. She gently cut him off. I know, I lied, and I'm sorry, but I needed to be sure. I needed to find love that wasn't based on status or money. That's why I went to that party that night dressed like a common girl. I didn't expect anything to happen, definitely not to get pregnant. But then something did happen. And I met you. Timothy was shocked. So, you're rich? Charity's mother stepped forward. Our daughter wanted something real. She was tired of fake friends and men who came just for our name. So we allowed her to go and see the world on her own terms. Charity looked at him again. When I found out I was pregnant, I wanted to get rid of it. I was scared. I thought it would ruin everything. But when I told my mum, she said no. She said she would not let that happen. She reminded me that the baby didn't ask to be born, and that maybe this was part of God's plan. Timothy's mind was blown. So, all this time you were the rich. I never wanted your money, she said gently. I wanted your heart, and I got it. Honestly, I feel like the luckiest girl alive. Timothy smiled slowly. And I feel like the biggest fool, he said, then laughed. I was trying to spoil you, not knowing you can buy 10 of me. They all laughed. Charity walked over, took his hands and whispered, But I don't want 10 of you. I just want one. The real one. You. Timothy looked into her eyes. You already have me. 2 weeks later, Timothy and Charity got married. It was a beautiful private wedding, full of love and peace. After the wedding, they moved into a new house together. It was peaceful and warm. They spent their days preparing for the baby, setting up the nursery, folding tiny clothes, and laughing at baby name ideas. A month later, she gave birth to a healthy baby boy. Their hearts were full. They named him Daniel, which means, God is my judge. Back at home, their lives began again, with love, laughter, late-night feeding, and tiny baby socks everywhere. Timothy looked at Charity one night while she cradled the baby and said, If someone told me that night at the party I'd meet my wife and my future, I would have laughed. Charity smiled, and if someone told me the man who gave me his jacket that night would become the father of my child, I would have never believed it. But here they were, a billionaire, a once-broken girl, and a baby boy who brought their worlds together. Not perfect, but real. Not expected, but blessed. Dear viewers, what lessons did you take away from this dramatic tale? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up, share it with friends, and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Thanks for watching and stay blessed.